Calling you a radical of Weber State, one of their greatest performances in the history of this program last night in that building. It was epic. They beat Montana by 30. You know, it could have been even more, and Montana didn't. No, Montana's always good. Montana's always ready. This team is that loaded, that deep, that good. So I want to award my Big Sky Player of the Month award. I'm going to start doing that more and more and more. My Big Sky Player of the Month goes to local Dyson Koehler. Dyson Koehler was 100% last night. He made sure he told me that last night, too, because I kind of missed it. There was so many good performances last night. Dyson Koehler, freaking Blaze 3. Oh, my God. The whole team, just a great, great team effort. I told Dylan after the game, I'm like, because all the scouts were there, I says, your two best assists of your career came late in that game. That one under the basket to KJ Cunningham. KJ Cunningham off the freaking bench. So Alex, too, is something, man. The most improved player that I've ever seen in my life at Weber State. And I've been here forever, since long before this building was built. So Montana had Anthony Johnson patches on last night. And so I'm at Moody's fault. That's quite a story. But Dyson Koehler's career blows my mind. What he's meant, he played down at Cal Poly, but he's Jordan Beat Digger. He almost died. I don't think people know this. He has a scar. What he's been able to do the last several games, well, when I award him the Big Sky best player on this team this month, oh yeah. I'm telling you. Talk about professional athletes. I really believe there's 10 players on this team that will play professional basketball and be marquee professional basketball players. And I tell every one of them the same thing, which I've been saying, but I sat right with the Maverick scout last night. We talked a lot about Jerry Carty, and I sat with him. He was right there. Me and him visited for 15, 20 minutes. And by the way, one thing that I was reminded of last night, that Eddie Gill only played here 2 years and still holds the career record for steals. He only played here 2 years. That's how good he was. It's been that long. So I want to give him a call out because he's been that impressive. That trilogy, that trifecta of Alex 2, Dyson Koehler, and Dylan Jones, who roomed together. They've been together for a while now, and to watch them progress into three absolutely incredible athletes that will be superstars at the next level, mega superstars at the next level. And I tell all of them, every player at Weber State, and I've said this for years and years and years, fuck the NBA, forget the NBA. The NBA is so grotesque anymore, it's ridiculous, actually. Klauke reminded me last night, he says, the starting point guard for the Jazz, every starting point guard in college basketball in Utah is older than him. The NBA, look, unless you're a first-round early draft pick, you're probably going to ride bench, whatever. Now, if you're a first-round, they dump all that money into it. You're going to play you because they got to sell your jerseys to get their money back, because it's all about the money. It's a sports merchandising league. But Europe, I don't think people have a clue how gigantic basketball has got in Europe. Money? Oh, fuck. What Jerry Carty's making told the Mavs, and I says, you do realize Jerry Carty shot 62% from the field as a guard over there last year. What? I said, look it up. Then I schooled him up on this schedule. Yeah, Weber State's got 4 losses, but let me tell you, come here. And I was holding court with the scouts. I got the scouts around there, I'm holding court. Look, they fly all the way across the country after they beat St. Mary's. Back to back to back. 3 games in a row, including a Sunday morning game after overtime. Look who they beat, flying across the country. And they're like, whoa, we didn't even know. So you got to school these guys. And you as, players, you've got to school your agent. And your agent has to school the scouts. Because, come on, let's get real about NFL and NBA scouts. They're not the sharpest fucking tools in the shed. They're really not. And most of the agents aren't either. The agents are a bunch of greedy fucks. So they've missed so many players here. So just go to Europe. Not only that, I think about Jeremy Siegel and Joe Bollenboy. When they went in the draft here, Sit bench, play a little. Sit bench, play. Oh, come on. Jerry Legan wasted a year or two of his life with that bullshit. He's that good. They're not. I mean, the NBA has got to be so vested in you through their sports merchandising dynamic and their whatever their cultural theme, marketing theme needs to meet. That's why they loved Lillard. They were looking for that type. Well, Lillard's all that. Don't fucking kid yourself. Lillard is all that. Look what he's doing. So he's proved himself. So I really wanted to make a call out. Now I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. I've been here a long time. Do I think this is the biggest margin of victory over Montana in the school's history? I'm pretty sure. I'd be really surprised if it's not. I mean, these games are wars, man. You know, got up by 20. Anthony Johnson has passed away, you know, but so, and this is a good Montana team. I mean, this is Big Sky basketball. The thing that's so great about this team, and wake up the NCAA committee too. Watch this run they go on. They bought Montana State here tomorrow. This second five would be starting probably anywhere in there. They're that deep. They're that loaded. They can play fast. They can play strong. They can play, like Two tells me, I want to play physical. Bring it on, man. He'll be a superstar in Europe. I've watched him progress. And they all shoot free throws. You know, Two had a little off night last night, but he's getting there. But these are marquee players. They put a marquee program together, you know. And I was skeptical of Eric when they hired him because he came out of the out of the Randy Ray tree. But no, I'm a big believer of him. I really because these teams are so good around the country. There's a lot of great athletes out there and a lot of great things. It comes down to coaches. It comes down to situational basketball. And that's where this Randy Ray didn't have it. Situational basketball during the game. You got to be able to make adjustments. You got to make the right move from the gut, not some analytical freaking computer. And he's that. I mean, I've watched this team. He'll switch. Dylan Jones will go from playing point guard to center like that. You know, he'll move them around. He'll go from going fast to freaking lockdown. I mean, this is a team that was on lockdown defense last night and still scored 93. I mean, Stephen Van Plankton finally missed a free throw. I think he's 28 for 29 for the year now. But I'm telling you, if you're not paying attention, you need to get up here and watch these guys. I mean, you'll be regretting it. I've been telling everybody, you're going to regret that you didn't come. You're not, because I talk to people all the time, say, God, I can't believe I didn't come watch Lillard. You were ranting and raving about Lillard from day one. And I'm like, yeah, you guys sat home and went and watched Jimmer on TV or watched the scumbag fucking. Why are you driving down to watch the fucking shitty ass Jazz, the BYU fucking Jazz? Paying all that money. When you can watch this, you know what kind of fucking athletes you're watching here? Never in the history of the school, and I'm fucking here to tell you, never, not even with Vic Band and Sojourner. And, you know, the great Phil Johnson, what coach. They didn't even have talent like this. Not even with Bob Davis and Gene Bisher. Not even with, you know, Dick Motta and Sojourner did they have this kind of talent. Not even with Ronna Baglin, with Harold Arsenault, the show, and Eddie Gill, you know, did that. Not even with Randy Ray and Jeremy Sieglin and Joe Ballenboy and Scotty Bamforth and Damian Lillard did they have this kind. And McCoy did they have this kind of talent. This team is fucking loaded. And when I can say that about Dyson Koehler, on this team, in this conference, fuck, they played so excellent. I mean, he's the player of the month. So I want to give a call out to him. And he's local. And he is all that. He will be a superstar in the next level. No doubt. We were talking last night with the scouts, and they were like, okay, who's going to be? I said, well, the European superstar. These guys are going to all be, you know, I think is going to be the biggest European superstar over there. And he says, who's that? And I says, well, Verplankton speaks the language. I think he speaks multiple languages. I think he has lines to Belgium, so he speaks French and, you know, Puerto Rican Spanish. That's a big thing. You know, Scotty Bamforth, I think that's one thing that helped him so much in the Spain League. He speaks Spanish. So yeah, you can understand the coaches, but I think it'll be Alex too. I really do. Or Dyson Koehler. But, you know, it could be any of them. You know, they got so much talent. So if you haven't seen them and haven't got up here, mean, come up and give these guys some support, man. Place was rocking last night for, you know, the amount of fans that were in there. It wasn't the usual giant crowd that Montana, but it was a good crowd. And they were fired up, and it was, whoa. It's the best performance I've ever saw by a Weber State basketball team in the history of this school was last night, right in there. And Dyson Koehler, I said, God, Dyson, I got to award the best player of the game, the MVP. I couldn't give it to you 3 games in a row. Why? I always shot 100%. And I'm like, so I had him sign my booklet and put 100%. You know, he almost died. There's another really great story that the sports writers haven't gotten on. Well, there are no sports writers or anything. There's propagandists, paid propagandists. So if you're a young, great player around there, I'm telling you, there's so much money and they're so passionate in Europe and they love basketball. I mean, I used to go to games over there. I hope to go again this year. So I got to tell you this. I got really great news yesterday. And I'll do another video about this. But, you know, I had a bad blood test on my leukemia. In 2011, I was given 2 months to live. And this has been a hardcore battle. I spent last season in the open heart surgery in the ICU right there. I got a bad blood test, which I have AML leukemia. If it comes back on a bad... And my grandchildren, when they got the news last night, and, you know, Rashid Shaheed knows my grandkids. You know, so does Dylan. They know my 2 grandsons. It was a lab mistake. Lab work made a mistake, which happens less than 1% of the time. You should have heard my grandchildren. My granddaughter started to cry. The 2 grandsons, oh, I never heard such joy out of 2 people in my life, ever. And that's including their standing there in the video on the Hail Mary pass, which, what's his name told me the other day, he says, we voted that the greatest play in Weber State football history. And that's your video. Yeah, and I says, my grandsons are right there in that video. So you should have heard their voices. It's the same with Dyson. It's a miracle he's alive. So I wanted to give a call out to him. And he's local. He's a Utah player. He's a Jordan beat digger. And he's been phenomenal this month. So my Big Sky player of the month. And this team is in. I'm telling you, if you don't come watch these guys play, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. You're going to look back and say, holy shit, as these guys' lives go on and careers go on. You know, Dylan had a little bit of a slow start, but second half, look out. He was vintage Dylan Jones. You know, as I call him Magic. Dylan Magic, Dantley Jones, Dylan Dantley Magic. So, and he'll be a superstar in the NBA. He ain't going to be no role player. That's what I told all the scouts are holding. I said, you guys think he's going to be some role player plug-in? You're dreaming, dude. You're dreaming. This guy's going to be a scoring machine. You watched him at the rim? You're too young, I told you. I'll even know who Dantley is. Start looking up some film on Dantley. Dantley would go to the rim, and he would fight. Dantley would get 4 rebounds on 1 layup attempt. Fight it, get it back. Fight it, get it back. Fight it, get it. And then he would wait to score till he got fouled, and then go to the line and drop the free throw. He was a scoring machine, you know, and he was... So, and that's what Dylan Jones is going to be. He's going to be a Magic Johnson Dantley. And you don't think those guys know how to score points? You don't know shit. But, so, if you get a chance, you'll be regretting it. You get up here and watch them. They play at 2 o'clock tomorrow, Montana State. So, this team is epic. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I knew they were special when Blaze invited me to the practice one day. That's how I met him on the bus at L3's son. You know, and I knew he kind of, I thought it was him. I was on the greenwashing bus right there. And he was right there. And I got off and he says, hey, you're Weber State's basketball guy. You're Kevin Blanch. Yeah. You coming to practice? When? Friday. I says, they're not going to let me into practice. No, I just invited you. You sure that's okay? He says, I just invited you. And so I went in through the door and I asked Eric first. I says, Eric, if you don't want me coming in, let me know, man. I don't want to cramp your style. And he's like, no, come in. Well, the new assistant coach, who I'm not a fan of, now the other assistant coach there, who's been here for a few years, I don't think he'll be here long. He's that good. Oh, he's a great coach. He's my favorite. But the other one they brought in, I don't like so much. He got in my face. Tried to kick me out. Oh, he got a fucking earful from me, you know. I'm like, you talk to me like that? Oh, you know how I go. I don't fuck around. So, as I tell all these fuckheads, a lot of the ones like Randy Ray and some of these people that, these athletic department muck fools, I was here when you got here. I'll be here when you leave. So, stay tuned. Dyson Koehler, Big Sky Player of the Month.